Q Crew, what's going on? We back for another Q Pill reaction, and in this dose right here, I'm going to be reacting to Season 4 Love is Blind, one of the couples, Jackie and Marshall, who had the most interesting love dynamic on the show by far. I predicted everything that would transpire between them, and I'm not surprised about what happened. I predicted it long before it did occur. But before we break it down, before we dive into it, y'all already know the drill. Like, share, subscribe, comment, turn on your notifications, share my content with your family, friends, and colleagues and your peers so that they can get a dose of the Q Pill as well. If you would like merch, a copy of my book, or to schedule a one-on-one consultation, all those links are below in the description box. So without further ado, let's get a dose of this shit. Now, I love watching these love shows, these reality dating shows, because honestly, I think they're stupid as fuck. I mean, the concept of love being blind, we all know that's not true. We know love is not blind because we know looks matter. You can like somebody and you can learn their personality without seeing them, but at the end of the day, once you see them, it's going to matter if they're attractive or not. Let's face it, catfishing does not occur because somebody catfished you with their personality. Catfishing occurs because you thought somebody was as attractive as they were, when in reality, they actually aren't. Now, I don't really watch Love is Blind like that too often, but I sat down and watched this season because I wanted something to psychoanalyze and react to, and I thought Jackie and Marshall's relationship epitomized a lot of the things that go on with the type of man that Marshall just happens to be and the type of girl that Jackie happens to be. So I wanted to dive into it. So I took the liberty of putting together some clips of all the pivotal moments that demonstrated exactly why their relationship didn't work out. And I'm going to break it down for you guys step by step. Now, of course, I couldn't use the actual clips because that would be a copyright strike because those are Netflix's clips. So I did use pictures from the scenes to depict the interactions between them and try to portray the emotions on their faces pretty accurately. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the clips of all the significant factors and determinants in why their relationship went the way that it did. Now, the first thing I want to say before I pull up the first clip is that Marshall was a lot more attracted to Jackie than Jackie was to Marshall. Marshall is a soft, overly sensitive guy, and Jackie is a modern woman, a modern Western woman at that. Strong, independent, hot-tempered, suffering from probably a myriad of mental illnesses that haven't been diagnosed, and she's simply not emotionally stable or mentally mature enough to be in a relationship, and that's going to be demonstrated. So the first thing we're going to look at is this clip really quick of the disparity between their attraction to one another, as I called it. When I first seen Jackie, I said that Jackie was the type of girl who goes for the tatted dudes, the athletes, the dudes that she'll have one night stands with that don't want commitment, and she'll end up hurt and then just repeating the process. And what did she admit to? Because I said for a fact that Marshall damn sure wasn't her type. She wouldn't have given that man a real chance in the real world if he approached her to begin with. And she proved my point, as in this interaction it shows.
Physically, Marshall, if I would have saw him, I probably would have swiped, because I've always gone for over 6'5", tatted on both sides, tatted on the neck, fade, super athletic, tall, and Marshall is opposite of that. But this experiment has really shown me that it's more than just what looks good. Being with Marshall, it's deeper than that.
The emotional connection and physical connection, as well as our intellectual connection. It's a very intense high. I feel it. It's surrounding me. It's swirling. Our connection is just so strong that it's going to continue forever.
Physically.
Okay, so we can already see right there that Marshall is way too into her. Our emotional, physical, and even intellectual connection is just strong, and it's going to be there forever. Clearly, this dude is a hopeless romantic. He's extremely emotional. He believes in fairy tales. You guys can see his physiognomy. He's not a masculine looking dude. He doesn't have a masculine looking face. He looks more like a little boy in the face, and that makes him lose brownie points in terms of attractiveness when it comes to women like Jackie. For any woman, you know, looking the part, looking like you're masculine is a big deal in a lot of regards. Having the high cheekbones, chiseled jawline, chiseled face, a lot of those things will make a woman feel a lot more attracted to you physically, and he simply doesn't have that physical appearance that entices women sexually either. So it's no surprise there. And y'all heard Jackie just say, in the real world, she wouldn't have went for him. She goes for light skinned, tall, 6'5", tatted, hooper. That's what she goes for. And she looks like she goes for that because she's in her sexual prime. She's in her sexual peak. So those are the type of men that she can attract. Can't necessarily tie him down, which is probably why she may have a couple bodies on her already, as we're going to see based on something Marshall asks her. But we already see that there's a disparity between how attractive they find one another and how attracted they are to one another. Of course, there's an asymmetrical commitment already brewing, with Marshall being much more committed to her than she is to him. So that was the first one. The next clip.
You're like a real man. You're not like a weirdo, and you're like one of these bozos out here in the streets. I'm not worried about you at all. I'm really not. I'm worried about me. Because I go back home, and it could be like a flip of a switch, or I can go back to how I used to be. And I don't want to do that, because you don't deserve that.
See, and y'all can hear right there. Y'all hear it right there. The first thing she says, let me bring this down so I can have my logos for you guys to see. But y'all heard her. What she just said. She just gave him his first red flag, and he let it roll off his back. I want y'all to listen again. She says he's a real man.
Man, you're not like a weirdo, and you're like one of these bozos out here in the streets. I'm not worried about you at all. I'm really not. I'm worried about me.
Red flag number one. I'm worried about me. Do you guys know what that means? That means that she's well aware that she's not as attracted to him or into him as she thinks that she should be. And she knows this because she's not predominantly physically attracted to him. That's why she's worried about herself. She's foreshadowing exactly what's going to occur in their relationship later on in the show. Listen.
Because I go back home, and it could be like a flip of a switch, or I can go back to how I used to be. And I don't want to do that.
I could go back home, and it could be like a flip of a switch. I could be like how I used to be, and I don't want to do that.
You don't deserve that.
We'll be fine. I'm not worried about it.
Because he doesn't deserve that. So she already knows that she could break this man's heart because he's more attracted to her than she is to him. She already knows. And he goes, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. Bro, you should be. He should be worried about it. Because that's exactly what's going to happen. And mind y'all, this is the first time this is in their honeymoon stage. This is when they went on the honeymoon. They were on the resort. They were having a good time. They were having fun. They were actually vibing. They kissed. They had some a lot of romanticism going on, and they actually were vibing. She was looking like she could learn to love him. She could grow to love him, spending time around him, being constantly exposed to him, and of course, the fact that they're on a nice ass honeymoon on a resort aids in helping her feel good about the situation because it's a beautiful resort, beautiful vibes, nice setting, free food, a pool. So she's naturally going to be in a better mood. You know, her serotonin and dopamine levels are elevated. So she's enjoying herself. So this is expected. And like I said, Marshall is not an unattractive guy, but he is a guy that isn't as physically appealing as she's used to, she's accustomed to. So right after this, you guys will see, right after this, they get into their first fight. They have their first fight. And as I initially stated, Marshall is super sensitive. He's overly sensitive. And no woman wants a guy who's overly sensitive. And I said, if he wasn't going to be physically attractive, the next thing would be his confidence and his ability to still be masculine, to speak with authority, to demonstrate confidence and security in who he is, knowing that this woman is attracted to him or will be attracted to him and that she won't go anywhere. This motherfucker did the complete opposite. He did the complete opposite. And she told him about himself. So listen to this.
In this moment, this whole relationship with Jackie is very bleak. The other night, she said that I needed to boss up. The way that she made me feel in that moment, she said that I wasn't a man. I wasn't doing grown man stuff. That hurts because I truly, genuinely do love this girl. So I left. I was staying at my apartment. I'm very self-aware that in that moment I could have blown up, but I did not. I needed time.
So she told him he wasn't a real man. That's what he's paraphrasing. She says he's not a real man. She's going to say exactly what she meant, but as I said, this becomes an issue for women because women are attracted to masculinity. Women are attracted to aggressiveness. Women are attracted to dominance. They're attracted to assertiveness. These are things you have to demonstrate as a man if you want to keep a woman sexually receptive, if you want to sexually arouse her, if you want to keep her invested, if you want to promote higher levels of oxytocin and dopamine release out of her brain. You need to demonstrate masculine qualities. And the fact that Marshall is not is to his detriment, and it compromises the stability of the relationship.
You're packing your stuff?
Yeah.
For what reason?
I'm not about to play the game.
What game are we playing?
You didn't want to sit here and talk. You're like, you
What
just
else am I
sitting
supposed to
there.
do? What else am I supposed to do? Sit in my feelings and sleep next to someone who said that I was not man enough for them?
I never said you weren't man enough for me. I just said to be more aggressive. We don't have sex, bro.
Red flag number 1 on her behalf. She just called this man bro. Fellas, if you got a girl who calls you bro, see, and this is modern women shit. A woman should never refer to you as bro. I don't give a damn how upset she gets. That's a red flag number 1. That's a lack of disrespect. When a woman calls you bro, she's disrespecting you. She's trying to emasculate you. She's talking down to you. That's red flag number 1. You don't allow a woman to call you bro. You correct that shit right then and there, or you kick her ass to the curb. Bottom line, point blank, period. But then you see she says, we don't have sex. And she elaborates on that and why she dislikes that, why that's unappeasing to her.
We don't have sex.
That's on my account.
I'm just saying, do something. Like, try and get me in the mood or something.
I have been nothing but down for you.
See, she says, try to get me in the mood, initiate, we don't have sex. So clearly my man's has a low sex drive as well. And the fact that they don't have sex is not helping him improve or increase her attraction to him. You guys can see that. And that's frustrating her. And this is a big red flag. If a woman has to beg you for sex, or a woman has to beg you to initiate, your relationship is already in jeopardy. Because it should never get to that point. It should never get to that point. It should never get to the point where she's begging you for sex. That's what's supposed to be the most valuable thing to you as a man. That's what you're supposed to value as a man. That's what you're supposed to initiate, if nothing else. And what's his response? I've been nothing but down for you. Dude, that's a female ass response. She talking about sex. She talking about be more aggressive, be more dominant, be more assertive, take charge in the bedroom, make her feel aroused. I've been nothing but down for you. That wasn't the point. And see, this is something that a soft guy replies. This is a soft guy reply. I've been nothing but down for you. What do you mean? And you guys can see his face. He always looked like he about to cry. He just always, this is a soft ass dude, man. This is a soft ass dude. That's why I initially said she was going to walk all over his ass as soon as I seen them meet.
You're going to give me a migraine because you're irking the shit out of me.
It's always what you feel and how you think. And then when I am aggressive, and then when I am aggressive, you shut me down.
You're never aggressive.
That's not.
It's always what you feel and how you think. Because he allows it. He allows it. He allows this woman to psychologically bully him. That's no one's fault but his. Do you guys understand it? That's no one else's fault but his. He allows her to psychologically bully him. He's a yes man. He gives her whatever she wants. He caters to however she feels. His prerogative is to make sure she's happy at the detriment of his own emotions. And there's no quicker way to get on a woman's nerves than to be a yes man and not stand up for yourself and tell her ass no and check her, hurt her feelings, put her in her place. That's necessary. You got to do that sometimes. But what does he do? He rolls over. He folds up. He bitches out.
So if you can't accept me, if you can't accept me for that, then I don't know what to tell you. But what I'm saying to you right now is that we're having a conversation.
100% of the time.
So what are you telling me then? You in your face.
You're not clapping at me.
And y'all hear that. He clapped because he got upset, and she says, who you clapping at? You not clapping at me. That lets you know right there who runs the relationship. He hasn't demanded or commanded enough respect from this woman for her to respect the fact that when he gets upset, he claps. And she has to sit there and accept the fact that he clapped, because what the fuck are you going to do to me? You can't beat my ass. You're a woman. He doesn't assert his will. He's not dominant enough. He's not aggressive enough. She probably honestly feels that she can beat his ass. Honestly. She probably honestly believes that she can beat his ass. And that's not a good spot to be in as a man.
You better fix it.
Is that not me being aggressive?
You better fix it.
I'm testing you right now. Is that not being aggressive?
You better fix it.
I wanted him to be more aggressive, like boss up, switch it up. That way we don't be like that old grandpa. And then he's talking about, oh, what you said to me really seared into my brain, and I just can't get over that. I didn't even say it to where I was derogatory or I defamed you or anything. Fuck no.
Okay, and let me just say, she's being overt. She's being direct and honest. If she didn't say it in a way that verbally emasculated, like her tone wasn't aggressive and she didn't try to emasculate him, bro, at the end of the day, you got to man up. Your woman telling you ain't getting her way. She telling you ain't blowing her back out. She telling you she doesn't feel that because you ain't coming with that. So you got to adjust. But instead, he chooses to whine, bitch, and complain about it. Like, oh, you hurt my feelings. How can you say that to me? I've been nothing but down for you. That's not the correct way to respond to a woman. And if you respond that way, you're going to do nothing but turn her off more. And in a sense, this is what being able to handle a woman involves. When she says something, you responding in a masculine manner. You taking it on the chin and being like, okay, because at the end of the day, she didn't say, I want to break up with you or I don't like you anymore. She's saying, yo, become more aggressive. If you become more aggressive, you know, I can be more attracted to you. I can appreciate that about you more. It's no different than you being coached up and your coach getting in your ass a little bit and like, yo, what is you out there doing? On whatever sport you play, the coach is like, yo, what you out there doing? I need you to be better than what you doing. You don't go cry in the car. You don't cry on the end of the bench. He yelled at me like Petey and Remember the Titans. Hey, man, don't do nothing but yell at me. It just make me play worse. That's not the response. That's not the response you want to give as a man. You want to adjust accordingly. You want to man up and make sure you put it on her. You initiate. You become more aggressive. You become more dominant. But that's not his personality. And see, since that's not his personality, here's where some incompatibility starts to play into the equation, because that incompatibility is going to create more disparity in their attraction. It's going to create a rift between them, because the guy she wants to arouse her is not the guy Marshall happens to be.
Why?
I want to have a conversation with you. I want to be able to speak my piece and speak it clearly.
Speak your piece and speak it clearly, please.
I'm always kissing on you. I'm always rubbing on you. I'm always doing these things. What do you do for me? That is why I'm confused. You have done nothing to make me feel seduced or special or anything. Make me feel like something, Jackie.
I don't make you feel like nothing, so why the fuck are you still with me?
See, he making the same argument that she's making, but she's the woman. Make me feel like something. He sounds like the female in the relationship. That's what I'm saying. This guy too soft. And this is what pissed me off about him. I'm like, yo, this dude is too soft. Maybe he hasn't had, I know he hasn't had experience with a woman, and he hasn't had a woman as attractive as Jackie, because he wouldn't be acting like this if he did. He's not acting like he's been here before. He's not acting like he's experienced this before with a woman of this attractiveness, in this magnitude of attractiveness. He's not acting like he's been here before. He's overwhelmed. And now he's making the same exact thing. He literally just inverted her argument. Make me feel something, Jackie. She literally just said, bro, make me feel something. You can't have both parties in the relationship can't do that. Somebody has to be the alpha. Somebody has to be the aggressor. Somebody has to be the initiator. He sounds like a sub. He sounds like he needs to be pegged.
Why did it make you feel like that?
Because I see you as a project and I saw potential. I thought that you were just gonna come around to me at some point. I was waiting around.
That's really wild. I'm a project.
I saw you as a project. You have not been in a real relationship before. You also say that you're not emotionally available at times. I've been in relationships before. I had that experience, so I saw you.
What are you
I
a
see the,
fucking puppeteer? And I'm a puppet?
no.
I'm gonna get my Christmas shit, bro. Like, I'm a fucking project. I'm a fucking project.
See, he stung her a little bit when he said that. He made himself seem superior in a way. And honestly, that was a good move. That was a good chess move. Make him seem superior in a way, like he's helping bring her along, like he's elevating her. You see how she took it. But then he fucked up going back on it. Okay, so now the next clip we have. This clip is after the little fight that they had where he said she was a project, and then he apologized and tried to say, I didn't mean you were a project. I just, tell me what you want me to do. She literally goes over to him and says, just love me. Love me, Marshall. Which lets you know how entitled she is and how she looks at him as a source of attention and validation and affection to just help her feel good, where she doesn't necessarily reciprocate it because she's not that attracted to him. So the next day in the episode, they have a party. They meet up with all the other couples, and the guy who was second that she was interested in is a guy by the name of Josh. You guys see him right there in the picture. And this guy has a lot more masculine energy. He's more masculine looking in the face. He's somebody who has that masculine aura that she would be more attracted to. And quite honestly, he's more her type and she's more compatible with him. And everybody can see that. It's the most obvious shit in the world. So he approaches her and they have a conversation. And then he approaches Marshall and he tells Marshall something funny. So let's listen to him approach Jackie and listen to their exchange that he has, him and Jackie, and then we'll listen to him and Marshall have a talk about who gets Jackie.
Okay. Hi. How are you? How are you?
Were you surprised I came in here?
I'm surprised.
Well, shut the hell up. You weren't surprised. No.
I'm surprised. I did not think he was gonna pull out.
Why?
Too cool for school.
Oh my, this is cool.
You too cool for school.
You were talking to NBA Cryboy.
And let me y'all can hear it. Josh, this nigga shitface, he wasted. He lit. He gone. He faded. He drunk. Liquid courage.
I'm be upfront. Marshall was crying with everybody. It was from the first day to the last day, so I was like, when I...
See, y'all heard him. He just threw Marshall under the bus. He said Marshall's crying over everybody. I mean, Marshall a fucking crybaby. I'm telling y'all, I haven't seen a man that sensitive in a really, really long time. And he just told Jackie that basically, yo, your man is a crybaby. All he do is cry over everybody and everything.
I was talking to you. I was keeping it real from the jump. And then I felt like you were always real. So I was just like, I didn't think that you were gonna be falling for that shit. It is weird to see somebody that you truly care about with somebody else.
So like you genuinely cared about me?
Of course.
See, and let me just reiterate, Josh was second. So she dropped Josh for Marshall and got with Marshall. But Josh is the more aggressive dude. He's the more masculine dude. He's more masculine than Marshall is. And he looks better for her than Marshall does. They complement each other better than her and Marshall. So that's why he's saying, you know, I genuinely cared about you when they were in the pods. Because, mind you, this is her first time seeing his face. She never seen his face. This is their first time meeting. This is their first time meeting at this party. She's already been with Marshall. They've already been on the honeymoon. They've been living together. Everything. Her and Marshall have been living together. So this is her first time at this mixer meeting Josh.
That's not even a question. But then I got put in a position where I put somebody else's feelings above myself. And once I got home, I was like, I know this brother for a couple weeks. I was trying to know Shorty for life.
Josh, I think
You can tell Marshall right now. I don't give a goddamn.
you trying to get in my business.
Because I am in your business. What's up? Because imagine you being in love with somebody and not being able to tell somebody because some other things happen.
That's so crazy that you're saying all this to me because I feel like we never talked about emotions in the pod.
Oh, we didn't?
I feel like we didn't. Like we never talked about.
But you didn't tell me that we talked about emotions. We talked about real shit. We were like, I felt like
I had no idea. I had no idea.
Okay, but if that's then why are we always talking together?
I mean, we had a connection,
My
but he
man's
never
is
was
wasted.
like
He
super deep with me, super open.
It's beyond.
Bro slurring his words like Adam Sandler in The Longest Straw when the cops pulled over. Shit, I get out the street, I can get swiped, swipe. You slurring your words there, pal. Have you been drinking? Absolutely not. Now, can you do me a favor and hold these beers? And backs up and crashes into the car. You can have those. I got 5 more. And drives off. Like, he gone. Like, my man's, I don't know what he off, but he gone.
On the lights. It's beyond the cameras. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. If you truly think you're gonna walk up and talk to Marshall and be like, yo, I do, then fuck it. Fuck me. You know what I'm saying? Fuck me. I don't give a goddamn.
Seeing y'all hear the masculinity that he's talking with. Like, he let her know, like, this is how I feel about you, XYZ. I fuck with you. I want you, yada, yada, yada. But if you don't feel the same way, then fuck it. Fuck me. I don't give a gosh darn. See, that's how you talk to a woman. That's how you let a woman know what it is. And on the same token, you let her know that I care about you. But on the same token, if it's not reciprocated or if you don't feel the same, then I'm on to the next. I'm out. That's the masculine way to do that. As opposed to Marshall's approach of crying and begging and whining, just talk to me. What do you want me to do? I just want to love you. You know, make me feel something as a grown-ass man. You know, Marshall's approach, X. Josh's approach, check mark.
But if I walked out of here without telling you how I felt, then what type of man would I be?
I appreciate you telling me. Thank you for being real.
If you're gonna marry somebody, you're gonna marry somebody. But if you don't feel like heart to heart, you're really gonna marry somebody.
And let me just say, this was the easiest thing in the world to predict. I already knew that I knew she was attracted to Josh. I knew she was attracted to him physically. Like I said, we can't see the clips, but I'm very adept at reading body language. It's something that I do because, you know, being a psychologist, studying psychology for 10 years, it's easy to watch people interact and tell who's attracted to who's repulsed by who, even way deeper than what the average man or woman can observe. So I knew automatically off rip out the gate what it was, and I knew what was coming. And what we're going to listen to now is right after this interaction between Jackie and Josh approaches Marshall, and watch what he says to Marshall.
At the end of the day, that's what it is. It's Mr. Steal Your Girl.
If you about
Y'all just heard him. He walked right up to him. It's Mr. Steal Your Girl. All up in his face. I mean, he all up in his face, too. I wish I could show y'all the clip. He all up in Marshall's face, hanging off his shoulder, talking like right here. it was funny as hell, but he dead serious. And Marshall is just being the softy, passive man that he is. He didn't think nothing of it. Marshall was stupid to me. It is what he's stupid to me. He really pissed me off. Let's listen to the rest of their interaction.
People can steal it from me, you can have it.
Yeah, bro. Don't look at me like that, bitch.
Look at my
I love you, bro.
He just called Marshall a bitch to his face. He says, if you can steal it from me, you can have her. That's what's going to happen. That's exactly what he's going to do. And then Josh says, don't look at me like that, bitch. He let another grown man that he barely know like that call him a bitch. And y'all do understand that this is direct competition over the same woman. So there's hostile intent. This is psychological warfare that they're engaged in right now. Josh is trying to tear him down. Josh is trying to let him know that, hey, listen, I'm pushing up on your girl. I think your girl feeling me. I think I got a chance. She left the door open. I'm swooping in. I'm taking that. And Marshall is not thinking deeply into it at all. He hasn't grasped it yet.
For real.
I appreciate that.
For real.
I appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You deserve that.
Appreciate that.
Don't let this change us.
Oh, absolutely not. Why would it?
Don't let this change us. Oh, absolutely not. Why would it? Because he about to take your bitch. He just told you it's Mr. Steal Your Girl. He's telling this man what's going to happen. And he's letting him know, listen, this is what I'm about to do, but don't let it change us. Yo, why would it? Marshall got to be the most clueless dude. I haven't seen a guy this clueless in a long time dealing with women. This clueless, this oblivious, this delusional, this in his own head, just think Jackie feel a way about him that she never gave any indication of. This dude is infatuated beyond. Hey, bro, this is crazy.
I don't know, you can tell me.
Why you been talking some shit? You been talking some shit?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm not talking no shit.
All right. So we good then?
Yeah,
You know
straight up.
that?
Straight up.
Oh my God. The fuck? The fuck was that?
And that's what he said after Josh walked away. What the fuck? The fuck was that? Why you didn't say that to him when he was in your face, bro? Why you didn't say that to him when he was in your face? Why you ain't ask him what type of time he was on and confront him when he was in your face? That's what I said. Marshall too soft. When I can't show y'all the clip, but it killed me when Josh was over there talking to Jackie, and he was talking about Marshall to Jackie, talking about he cry a lot. My man's was at the fucking dessert bar with his glasses on like a scientist looking down at the dessert, trying to figure out which dessert he wanted. It was the most hilarious thing ever. I'm like, yo, he just looked like a cornball, man. He looked like a cornball. It looked bad. It looked real bad. So the next clip, this is after this party, after this interaction, because Marshall did see Josh over there talking to Jackie, and it made him feel some type of way. So they're about to have a little conflict over him once again being insecure and being a whiny little girl and acting like he needs validation and attention. And I think this is where she lets him know, just love me, Marshall, just love me. So let's look at what transpired when they got home from this mixer after Jackie met Josh.
I love Jackie. I've never been so certain about anything in my entire life. And there's never a doubt in my mind. Jackie and I were designed for each other. And so to be...
See, and this is the delusion that I'm talking about. Jackie and I were designed for each other. I have no idea at what point anywhere in this show that Jackie gave him any indication of that being even remotely true, relatively true. She hasn't told him she loves him. She hasn't told him that she in love with him, that she wants to be with him, that he means the world to her. She hasn't said anything that lets this man know that she feels the way about him that he feels about her. But these are all the things that he's telling himself. He's literally lying to himself in like how women lie to themselves about the way men feel about them or about men. He has an idea of Jackie in his head that he's fallen in love with, and he's convinced himself that Jackie feels the same way. This is delusion. He's delusional. This is exactly what delusion looks like.
Where we are now. I'm shocked, I'm stunned, and it hurts.
See, he's too easily hurt. He's too expressive with his negative emotions. I'm hurt. I'm hurt. I'm shocked. I'm hurt. I'm shocked that we are where we are. I'm not. You're not her type physically. You definitely ain't her type personality wise. You're not her type, period. You're not her type, period. When women deal with men like this, these are the men that they put in their friend zones. And when women deal with men like this, these are the men that become repulsive, because they're the men that tell me what I gotta do to please you, baby. Anything you say, I'll do, because I only want to make you happy. From the bottom of my heart is true. These are the Joes of the world. And women are so repulsed by men that behave like this, because women want you to know what to do at least some of the time. Now, we aren't mind readers as men. We don't know what women want all the time or when they want it. But what we can know for certain is that they like us to be able to understand what they want some of the time, especially in terms of sexual initiation. But this dude is the complete polar opposite, and that turns Jackie off. He's more of a burden because he's like a little whiny child. Everything hurts him, everything bothers him, and he needs reassurance every time something happens. That will turn any woman off. And I can't even blame the woman at that point, because it's your job as a man to not be that way.
How do I go from being so sure about something, so certain, about anything that I've ever done in my life, to being so uncertain and unclear?
Boy, he got a cranium on him too, boy. Dang, my forehead big, but this nigga's forehead is huge.
Seeing everyone else tonight, I need you to lay it out for me plain. What do you need from me? What do you require from me, so that I know moving forward?
Seeing y'all hear him, what do you need from me? What do you require from me? She has already told this man, be more aggressive, be more assertive, be more masculine. Here he is yet again asking her, what do you need from me, after she's already spelled it out for him. They already had a conflict over this, to where he was clapping and she was like, who you clapping at, and calling him bro. They already had a fiery conversation, a fiery argument over him not being masculine enough. And then he turns right back around and asks her the same question about, what do you need from me? How do you need me to be, so that I know what to do, so that I know how to handle you, so that I know how to make you feel like you like me?
Oh my God. I can't talk about this anymore. My brain is shot, Marshall.
See her response? She's over it, because she's tired of this dude not knowing what to do and then crying to her, whining to her. He's not demonstrating that he's a leader. He's not demonstrating that he knows how to take charge. He's not demonstrating that he knows how to set the tone of how the relationship should be, and set the tone of what it means to be masculine to her. He's not demonstrating these things. He's not exhibiting this. And he keeps coming to her, which is putting her in the leadership position, and she doesn't want to lead. She doesn't want to tell him what he has to do, especially after she already told him.
Like, it's almost midnight. Can we talk about this tomorrow?
If that's what you want.
They go to yes man. If that's what you want, it's a yes man. Do whatever she want that makes her feel better, not what makes him feel better.
You're doing great. I don't expect anything from you. I think that you're doing just what it is.
See, and that's a cop-out answer. You're doing great. You're doing great. I don't expect anything from you. You're doing good. Because she doesn't want to talk about it. She doesn't want to elaborate. There's nothing else she can say. There's nothing more that she can do. She's already said what she wanted. She's already asked what she requires of him. And she's just fed up. She's tired. She's emotionally exhausted. And he's pushing her further and further away. And these are the little things in relationships that you guys need to understand. This is the type of stuff that turns a woman off and will push a woman right into another man's arms. Because the dynamic is she's more masculine, she's more decisive, she's more secure, and he's the woman. He's behaving like the insecure, needy little baby, whiny, complaining, nagging woman.
I was left with a big question mark.
From me? Or internally because you have that question?
From you.
I thought we were fine. I thought we ended up fine. There's some pretty guys on there. There's some pretty guys on there.
Thank you. Brett gave me advice tonight that I didn't know that I needed. It's time to protect my feelings and not sugarcoat or change anything based off of how you're feeling anymore.
Brett is another one of the guys who's in a much more stable and secure relationship. He's masculine. His woman likes him. They're doing well. They're doing fine. She loves the shit out of him. He had to tell him protect his feelings. Why another grown man had to tell a grown man that, 26-year-old man that, I have no idea. That lets you know right there he doesn't have much experience with women. If another man has to tell you to protect your feelings, then you haven't had the experience with the adequate amount of experience that you need with women in order to effectively and efficiently navigate relationships successfully.
Totally valid.
Just tell me exactly what you need from me so I'm not guessing through the night and guessing when we wake up because you leave before I even start my day.
But I was come back home.
But that does not mean that I'm not thinking about it throughout the day.
See, so insecure. So I'm not guessing through the night and guessing in the morning when you wake up because you leave, you're gone when I wake up. Dude, just be a man. Just fuck the shit out of her when she get home. Just grab her, kiss her. Just play with her, stimulate her mind, challenge her. Instead of asking all these needy, uncertain questions, sounding insecure. Never depend on a woman to lead a relationship, especially emotionally. Especially emotionally. Because they're so erratic emotionally. Their emotions fluctuate and change like time throughout the day. This is a very, very poor dynamic to have as a man. Being in a relationship like what Jackie and Marshall are in.
I had an emotional day. I'm having emotional conversations with people that I don't even know what the fuck is going on. And I'm just like, I just want to go to bed.
I'm tired just as much as you are. I gotta go into the office tomorrow. I gotta go to Redmond tomorrow.
Be good.
We're not good. But I need to know exactly what you require from me so that I can move forward.
What I told you, what I required from you, is the reason why you left.
But
I'm not saying that shit again.
so what is
Told y'all, she already told him I need masculinity from you. I need you to initiate, be aggressive, be a man, be dominant, be assertive. And he left. He didn't respond well. She said, I'm not saying it again because last time you left. You don't respond well to me letting you know what you need. So now you're asking me again what you need when I told you what I needed. That hurt your feelings. And you ran to the playground at night and sat on the slide with your head down and cried in the rain.
the examples though?
I can't keep going schools at no midnight, bro. Marshall, I think you are a great guy. I think you're so sweet. Just love me.
And this is the real picture. This is the real scene. This is how she walked up to him and grabbed him and hugged him. I think you're so sweet. I think you're a great guy. All the friend zone words. All the friend zone words, because my man has placed himself in the friend zone at this point with the way that he needs validation and reassurance and just always being emotional and needy. So there's nothing else that she can say. And then she says, just love me. Just love me. Not I love you. Don't worry about anything. Because that's what she would say if she was attracted to him. I love you. There's nothing to worry about. I'm not going anywhere. But instead, what does she say? Just love me. And the very next day, the next scene, it's the groom fitting. It's the groom fitting. It's where they went to get their tuxedos fitted, and she was supposed to go get her bridal dress fitted. But instead of going to get her bridal dress fitted, she went to meet Josh. So that's the clip we're about to listen to now. Instead of going to get her bridal dress fitted, she went to meet Josh.
Hello, hello.
How are you? You got me flowers.
Flowers, I
So
got.
sweet.
While this is going on, Marshall is at his groom fitting getting his tuxedo fitted. So has no idea that Jackie has met up with Josh behind his back.
Oh my gosh, that's so nice.
You know, I'm a romantic brother. You feel me? I want to apologize first and foremost. I'm only human. I was so nervous to finally meet you. I should have said more, but I should have said it in a better way. It makes me nervous how much I really care about you. Losing you is my biggest regret. I do love you. I want to be together. The other day, I walked in.
So y'all just heard him. He confesses his feelings for Jackie. He says, I do love you. I don't know how he love her. He ain't spend no time with her. He clearly must be talking about infatuation. But he confesses his feelings. So now, immediately she becomes conflicted because she's already more attracted to him physically than she is to Marshall. And Marshall has already gotten on her last nerve. So she's already wants out. She's already started sabotaging her relationship with Marshall. So this is exactly the ammunition that she needs to be able to get out. What is this called? This is called monkey branching. Securing another relationship or the opportunity for another relationship before she gets out of her current relationship where she's dissatisfied and unhappy.
And saw you. I should have told you how I felt.
Yeah. I haven't talked to Josh since Chelsea's party. That was the first time seeing him physically, and I was immediately attracted to Josh.
Told y'all.
Seeing you, first I didn't even see you. I heard your voice. And your voice is so distinctive, like I got so used to it that I instantly knew it was you. Because I went back to pause. And like all the hairs on my body like stood up. Like my nipple got hard and I was like, oh, that's Josh.
What? What?
When she heard this man's voice, it aroused her. That's how attracted she is to him. So we know Marshall stands not a goddamn chance. Not a chance in hell. It'd be a cold day in hell. Hell will freeze over before Marshall has any type of chance of keeping this woman from getting with this man.
And I was like, nice Josh. And then like you came up to me and we had, you know.
I thought you were gonna pop off.
No.
Especially like when you came in, you looked like upset, and then
Oh, I was livid when I walked in. I was ready to whip ass more.
I was like smiling. You were like, "You're a strong woman. You could be cussing me out. You could have been like, get out of my face." But I knew what I had to say,
Yeah.
and I was nervous. Everything had been like weighing on me since the pods. I'm losing a girl that I want to be with, and I don't know how to say that. I was always taught, like, through competing, through wrestling, you never show your emotions.
I'm terrible with my emotions. And I always was like, my actions speak louder than words. My actions speak louder than
Yeah, I'm the
words.
same way. But I like that about you. I like a lot of things about you.
I never understood people saying they're terrible with their emotions. They can tell you when they feel negatively about something. The only time people mean they terrible with their emotions is when it comes to expressing something positive about how they feel towards somebody else or about someone else. They don't say it when it's negative, because anybody who's terrible with their emotions, you'll notice a lot of women will say that I'm bad with my emotions. Men will say that too, but they have no issues telling you when something pisses them off or annoys them or irritates them. That's being relatively articulate with your emotions, expressive of your negative emotions. They just can't articulate the positive emotions because we have less experience expressing positive emotions in the context of romantic relationships than we do negative.
It's important that you know how I feel. If you did want to be with me, I do love you. I want to be together. I want to know where your head's at.
Yeah. So Marshall is too sensitive for me, basically.
There it is. Marshall is too sensitive for me. Told you. And this is a real thing. You can be too sensitive for a woman as a guy. And I can't blame the woman in that regard. Now, you can go get a more feminine woman who happens to be less domineering and less combative. But at the end of the day, that's innate in most women. The majority of women, I'm saying 95% of women, I'll leave that 5% there for error. But 95% of women are not going to be attracted to an overly sensitive guy, because 95% of women don't want a guy who's more sensitive than they are. They want a guy who can lead, who can take charge, who's masculine. So that's something he's going to have to improve on, Marshall. That's something Marshall is going to have to improve on if he wants any chance of maintaining a healthy relationship with women, period.
Like, that was the first time I ever had somebody like love me and like show me and really like translate that to me. I never had that before. I wanted to keep that. And
see, emotional support. So what she said is she wanted to keep that, and I want you guys to understand this is exactly what it means for men and women's friend zone when we say they get validation and attention from women. A man who tells a woman how he feels, what he does is he gives her a different side of men that she hasn't experienced. But while it's positive in making her feel validated and reassured and comforted and secured, it also takes away from the masculinity that you're supposed to be exuding that makes her feel sexually aroused. So you essentially take away the sexual component, the sex appeal that entices her, that captivates her, the mystery that keeps her sexually receptive and aroused by you, and you substitute that with being overly sensitive, paying too much attention to her and her emotions, her wants, her desires, saying yes to her all the time, doing too much to try to please her. You become consumed in her and who she is, and you lose yourself and your masculine frame by doing that. And that turns women off. You have to find a balance as a man.
when I had told him to, be more aggressive and boss up, he left for like 3 days. He was completely
He did the opposite.
He did he just got up and left. And I was like, I stayed, and then you leave.
You should have said yes to Marshall. How do you think Marshall would feel?
I don't care.
Does he know that you and I are talking at all?
I robbed myself from jump. That's my biggest regret. I chose wrong.
You see yourself marrying me?
Y'all heard it. She doesn't care what Marshall thinks anymore, so now she wants Josh. Just that quickly. Her heart wasn't in it with Marshall, so it made it that much easier for Josh to steal her heart. And that's how it happens. This happens all the time with guys who are super sensitive and consumed by a woman's emotions and what the woman thinks of them and just want to do everything to please her and be her yes man. This is what happens. They become a doormat, and women don't want doormats. Not attracted to doormats.
I could, but the legal marriage part is scary to me. If you want marriage anytime soon, I can't give that to you. But I'm willing to be with you and see where things go, and I'm willing to, just try.
Yeah, let's do it. Hello.
See? And they ended up kissing. And that was that scene. So the very next scene was Marshall at the groom fitting, and Brett pulling Marshall aside to tell Marshall that the other women texted him and told him that Jackie wasn't at the bridal dress fitting.
Is there anything that she does that you can see like, okay, that could be wifey material?
She does make me feel like I can fly. Yeah.
See, this dude is delusional. Now y'all hear Marshall. His friends ask him, is there anything that makes her seem like she could be wifey material? And he goes, she does make me feel like I can fly. In what way? Throughout this whole stint of me showing y'all these clips of their interactions, where has she reassured this man to that degree where he's that confident in her desire to marry him, to where she makes him feel like he can fly when all she's did was make him question how she feels about him? I told you this is the level of delusion that I'm talking about. This guy's delusional. She makes me feel like I can fly. Makes you feel like you could fly off a cliff, jump off a building, because that's all she's been to you. She's done nothing but give you anxiety and stress you out because she's not attracted to you, and you keep trying to figure out how to get her attracted to you when she already told you, and that hurts your feelings. He lies to himself. He lies to himself, and he's lying to the guys. And it's funny because as he said this is when Brett comes over to tell him she's not getting her her dress fitted, and has to go back and tell the guys, I just found out that she's not at her bridal fitting. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to be this off about a woman as a guy. Like, how do you not catch on? How do you not understand that a woman is not interested in you? How do you believe that a woman likes you to the degree that he believes Jackie likes him when she's done absolutely nothing to back that up with her actions?
She does. She does present herself.
Can I talk to you for a moment? Huh? Can I talk to you for a moment?
That's Brett.
Okay, if y'all don't mind.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
This is him talking to Brett.
Tip just texted me. It said that Jackie didn't show up for the wedding dress fitting.
Oh. Okay.
So just letting you know, so you're not boss-sided by anything.
Thanks for telling me. Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Appreciate that.
Y'all heard it. Didn't show up. He goes, oh, appreciate that. Thank you. And that was that. So the next scene, this is him going to find out that she went to see Josh, and this is where she drops the ball.
Hello. How are you?
This is after he just went to get his tuxedo fitted for the wedding, and she met up with Josh instead of going to the bridal fitting. So this is their conversation.
Good. I need answers.
Yeah.
Why did you accept my proposal?
In the pods, what I felt for you was real. That was so real to me. It's just the outside world got to us. And
what did she say in the first clip or second clip? She said she's worried about her. Why did she say she was worried about her? Because when she gets to the outside world, she could flip the switch. I told y'all she foreshadowed exactly what was going to happen because she knew that there was temptation that lied in the outside world, outside of the pods and the honeymoon that she spent with him. She knew that when other men that she were more attracted to approached her, that it would compromise her bond with him. It would jeopardize her relationship with him. I told y'all she foreshadowed. She knew exactly what type time she was on. She knew exactly what would transpire. She told him.
Got to us or got to you?
I'm emotionally drained. I tried as much as I could.
And anytime a woman says she's emotionally drained, that means you've done too much complaining. You've allowed her to take charge too much in the relationship emotionally, of guiding and directing where you are, who you should be, how you should show her affection, attention, what you want from her. It means you're being too clingy, you're doing too much, you're overwhelming her emotionally because you as the man in a relationship, you don't know how to lead the relationship. And this is why women are not equipped to lead relationships. If a woman leads a relationship, she's gonna be emotionally drained. That's why women can't lead in relationships. They're not equipped emotionally for that trek.
To answer your question, but I wasn't sufficing. And I think my fed up moment was coming back home after Chelsea's party. You still was pressing on me. And I'm like, bro, like, I'm just trying to go to bed. I gotta go to work tomorrow. I get that you need your feelings validated. I get that. But when I say, look, I'm just trying to go to bed, we can talk about this tomorrow. We can talk about that tomorrow. I can't give you what you want.
I have never asked anything of you.
She can't give him what he wants because he's too needy. He's too emotionally needy. He wants to know where he stands and what he needs to do far too often. And the funny thing about this is I've actually experienced this. When I was in 10th grade, I learned this in 10th grade in my relationship in 10th grade. Being too needy, wanting a woman to know or asking a woman too often where you stand with her and needing constant reassurance and validation as if she's going somewhere. You can't treat a woman like she's going somewhere. You have to be confident that she's not going anywhere. They respond best to that. When you act insecure, you overwhelm them, and that's what he's done. And that's why she can't give him what she wants, because he needs too much emotionally.
Never.
You need a lot of security.
I have done nothing but right by you. And for you to sit here and say that I require a lot, I'm emotional, yes. Have I encouraged conversation? Yes. Have I let things go to the wayside and blow in the wind, blow over because you didn't want to talk about them? Yes. Everything has always been on your terms. Everything.
I liked you.
I liked.
I'm like, look, just give me something.
Past tense.
Give me that feeling that everyone says you know when you know. And I didn't have that feeling, and I tried every time.
She didn't have that feeling. When you know, you know. She didn't have that feeling. Let me tell y'all, the reason she didn't have that feeling is because love is not blind. From the moment she seen him and he wasn't her type physically, she couldn't get that feeling. She was going to be unable to get that feeling because that feeling comes from her being sexually attracted to his physical appearance. Physical appearance matters the most, especially with women in their 20s and men in their 20s. It matters the most. Number one, numero uno. So she was never going to feel that for him because he didn't even look the part. And the fact that he didn't behave the part just made it that much worse and made her want to check out that much quicker, made her check out that much quicker. So the next clip, actually we get to see it, guys. We finally get to see it because this is the viral clip on TikTok where she puts it on him that she's feeling Josh and she wants to be with Josh and not him. I can play this one because it was already posted on TikTok. So let's take a look at the actual clip and let's actually get to see the live interaction between these two in the TikTok clip of her letting him know that she doesn't want to be with him anymore. She wants Josh.
Marshall, I can't love you because I'm attracted to Josh.
And this is why I say, first of all, never let women tell y'all that they can date two men at a time and they can love two men at a time, because women are made to get attached to one man at a time. They're biologically designed, psychologically wired to get attached to one man at a time. They can't invest emotionally in two men because they can't raise two different men's kids at the same time. They have to pick the man that they would love to have that baby by and invest in that man. That's who the oxytocin is released for. That's who they crave, that one man, which is why she can't love him, because she's infatuated with Josh. Her mind will not play two sides.
Shot Josh, and there is some chemistry.
So what was the talk about?
It was him basically confessing his feelings.
What are you saying to me right now?
I don't want to be.
This dude killing me. What are you saying to me right now? Dude, she just said it. She can't love you. She don't want you. God damn.
So what was the talk about?
It was him basically confessing his feelings.
What are you saying to me right now?
I don't want to be with you anymore. And
You want to be with Josh?
That's what she
I
said.
will find that out.
Okay, Jackie. That is very hurtful.
She don't give a shit how hurtful it is. She's looking out for her feelings. What's hurtful is her for her to keep tolerating a man who ain't masculine, and she want the man to be masculine. You already ain't physically appealing. You ain't her type physically. She wants you to be more masculine so that she can feel something, and you haven't given her the satisfaction of even being able to do that.
Just telling you, Marshall, that I just can't be with you. I can't.
I would like the ring back because I don't think that you deserve it. Because you should never have accepted my proposal.
Well, I'm gonna keep the ring because I accepted it because I wanted to marry you. Everything I told you in that pod was real.
And you know what? I don't even care. You can keep the ring. Every time you look at that thing, whatever you do with it, I want you to be reminded that you passed up on something great.
Okay.
She don't give a shit. She don't give a shit. So y'all just saw the clip of the viral clip that was posted on everything of her letting him know, I can't be with you anymore. I'm attracted to Josh. Josh and I have chemistry, which means nothing but sexual attraction, which means they don't. And she doesn't want to be with him. She wants Josh. She wants out. Point blank period. She doesn't care how he feel because she's emotionally checked out. And then the conversation continues. This won't be the visual clip, but this is the conversation afterwards, and then it ends on this note. So this is a continuation of the conversation of the clip we just seen. The scene continued.
Great.
Well, take it easy, and we'll see you around. Maybe, maybe not.
Nah, you won't.
Okay.
Seeing y'all see how heartless she is. I'm telling y'all, women ruthless when they don't like you. Well, see you around. Take it easy, I guess. No, you won't, because he hurt. But they are heartless. Women can be ruthless when they don't like you. I said there's no one more ruthless than a woman who doesn't like you, because a woman will let you know, I don't fuck with you. I don't like you. I don't want to be around you. Don't want nothing to do with you anymore. Don't care if I see you anymore. Don't care if I never talk to you again, because I don't care about you that deeply. And you could be a woman's best friend. They can do this to the men in their friend zones that they value, that's their best friends. Be a guy in a woman's friend zone and confess feelings to her, and watch her all of a sudden that value she had for your friendship, watch that go out the window, and she can go forever without talking to you when she acted like she couldn't live without you because you were her best friend prior to you expressing those feelings for her.
I came into this experiment wanting marriage. That's what this thing is about. I came in day one, following my heart and my gut, leading with exactly who I am.
Following his heart and his gut. Men learn from this. You don't follow your heart and your gut. You allow yourself to feel. You allow your heart and your gut to be a significant factor in the equation. But you also have to think. You have to be mindful. You have to pay attention. You have to be logical and objective. And that's what he wasn't. And that was his downfall in this relationship. That's why he's going through what he's going through, and he's in the situation that he's in.
Presenting myself as myself, complete and ready for love, ready to give myself to someone. I chose wrong. Jackie, the woman that presented herself to me in the...
He chose wrong, but remember, they were going to be together forever. He could feel it in the air. It was swirling. Remember?
That's the Jackie that I love. This Jackie, the deflecting, the gaslighting, the deceitful Jackie, I don't know who that is. And apparently that's the real Jackie.
The Jackie who's not
I wish
interested
nothing
in
but
you.
the best. If that's with Josh, do your thing. Good luck.
Cause when everything is wrong, run a little farther.
I'm sorry that I can't be with him. I'm not even sorry. I'm not even sorry that I can't be with Marshall. I can't.
She happy as hell. She felt like she had a weight on her chest. She felt like she had a monkey on her back. She got that shit off. She happy as hell. That's why. She ain't sorry. She happy as hell. She felt like she can breathe again. Tony Braxton. Breathe again. And I shall never breathe again. She happy as shit.
I can't walk down the aisle with this man. I don't even know if I'm gonna be with Josh. I don't know if I'm gonna be with anybody. Damn, I'm crazy. I need to probably do some self-work.
So up to that point, that's what you guys seen. That's what transpired. And like I said, I knew this was going to happen from the jump, because love is not blind. Looks matter. Looks are the predominant factor in what creates attraction. That's what we see first. Our strongest lobe is the occipital lobe. Our strongest sense is vision. So looks matter. Love was never blind and love will never be blind. And as I said, I chose this couple. I chose to react to this couple because it exemplifies just how important not only looks are, but it exemplifies how being the type of man that Marshall is, a yes man who wants to give a woman the world, be romantic, be emotional, be in tune with your emotional, have a sensitive side, all the things that women say that they want in men, when in reality, if you actually demonstrate that, you behave like that, and that is who you are as a guy, you will struggle heavily with attracting and retaining women. And that's the unfortunate reality. Looks matter and masculinity matters. Because if you're not masculine enough, if you're not dominant enough, assertive enough, aggressive enough, if you don't make her feel like she's a woman, you don't take charge, you will lose her. She will leave you. She will cheat. And she will have no remorse about it. Because she didn't see you as the prize. She saw you as a burden. I appreciate you guys tuning in to this Q Pill reaction. I'm Suave Q, aka the Q Pill. I'll catch you guys on the next dosage of the Q Pill. Over and out.